Alright guys, I'm going to be doing a video series from time to time called In the News. And what I'm going to do is basically give you the latest news of the day or the month, the week, major news stories on the motorcycle. So I'm going to be sort of like your news reporter, but I'm going to give you news from the way I see it from a Christian perspective. So of course it will be more from a Christian perspective than like liberal CNN, so forth and so on. Hold on, my nose itches. So let's talk to you about what's in the news. Let's hit on three things real quick. First of all, we're going to hit on the healthcare plan, Obama's healthcare plan, which I'm going to talk about how it actually promotes the killing of the unborn. It's going to expand abortion. That's number one. And then second thing we're going to talk about is our dear soldier that is being held captive in Afghanistan. And then I'm also going to talk about Obama's poll numbers plummeting to the earth. On Yahoo News yesterday, and you might see it today, it showed a very angry photo of Obama saying that he's changing the way that he is acting. Basically, he was very sweet and kind and nice before, and that's why people voted for him. They said, well, you know, he's a nice guy, and now he is changing that, and he is getting very aggressive and even very mean, angry, and pointing his finger at the American people. You can see the photos of him doing that when he's trying to push through his health care. But let's start off with the most important thing. Our son, our American soldier, our brother that is held captive by the Taliban. Now, I'm going to tell you something that really gets me upset. It's not a person that gets me upset as much as it is an idea. This idea that liberals promote, saying, well, we can't, we gotta be, we have to go ahead and give the enemy the same exact rights as Americans have, even though the enemy is not Americans. And they talk more about protecting the rights of terrorists and the Taliban, for example, than the rights and protecting American citizens. If they want to go ahead and talk about protecting the rights of the Taliban, that's one thing. But when 95% of their conversation and their time is spoken about protecting the enemy that's trying to murder us, and only 5% of it is about protecting our American soldiers, that's when I got a damn problem. And I got a problem with liberals that are talking more about protecting the enemy than protecting our own family. You cannot tell me that that is Christian-like, that we don't protect our country, we don't protect our family. We have an obligation to do that. Well, here's the stupid thing. The liberals will say, well, when we capture the enemy, we got to make sure we're super duper nice to them. Otherwise, get the stupidity of this. Otherwise, they're going to be mean to our soldiers. Well, the Taliban doesn't really give a rat's behind about the Geneva Convention. You're not allowed to go ahead and parade captured American soldiers on TV like that and force them to make a speech. That's against the Geneva Convention. But you see, the Taliban don't care about that. They probably don't even know where Geneva is on a map. So, it's so stupid how people think that the terrorists are going to be kind to us if we're kind to them. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to live in a utopia world, society, where when you're nice to your enemy and you're kind to them and you even give them some ammo, they can kill you and stuff, that they won't do it. But once the person's your enemy in a war situation, it is not unchristian-like to defeat the enemy. God, throughout the Bible, for example, told Israel to go defeat the armies that were totally evil armies. They were against God. They didn't believe in God. So, people that say that, well, we're going to have to treat these terrorists a certain way, and then the terrorists will treat us with respect and love. Come on, guys. You're not that foolish to believe that, are you? I'm all for treating our enemies kind and nice, but when you add in there, and then they'll be nice to us, now you're smoking something. They're not going to be nice. Could you imagine? Habib is like, well, let's go ahead and kill them. Well, we can't. The Americans are abiding by the Geneva Convention. Oh, darn it, I can't kill them now because they do not base their philosophies on what we think. These guys, these terrorists, are murderers and they need to be destroyed. Plain and simple. If you knew someone was coming to kill you in your house, you have every right to defend yourself. You don't open the window and say, come on in and let me talk to you about how you want to kill me. Because it's going to be too late for you. They're going to take you out. Now, moving on, as you probably heard, Obama's being sued by some American soldiers. He is being sued big time. I counted, there's at least 14 lawsuits against the administration. But one of the lawsuits also, I got to tell you, is this man was fired, Inspector General. He was fired because he was getting close to, I believe, exposing some shenanigans. This mayor in Sacramento, over here where I live in California, they said that he illegally donated federal funds, that's prison time, federal funds to Obama's campaign, where he was diverting money that the state got, from the federal government, and he was diverting it to the Obama administration. So watch that. There's a lawsuit going on right now. Now, I'll spend the rest of the time talking about something that's dear to my heart, the life of the unborn. Our founders, those old, wise, white guys, those old, decrepit white guys, you know what? Everyone always talks about them being old white men. Well, you know what? Don't hold it against them. Those guys, they had some wisdom. They knew what they were doing when they put together the Constitution and Declaration of Independence, and they said that we all have the right to life. Well, Obama is being very un-American and wanting to promote more killing against the unborn. If you are a Christian, seriously, listen to me, take this to heart. The priorities that you should have as a Christian is God's word first above everything, even our precious free healthcare system, which won't be free anyway. God's word first, then America, or then family, then America, so forth. But I put God's word first. I don't put my selfish desires to have government health care first. I put God's word first. And then whatever situation arises, I weigh it out and I say, is this hostile to God's word, or is it complementary? And the health care plan that Obama is promoting is evil. It is evil incarnate. It is hostile to Christianity. Let me give you an example. His health care plan, it says it right in there. I mean, it's a huge, giant thing, but if you read it in the health care plan that they have, it says that it's going to fund abortion. So you, as a taxpayer, are going to even be paying for the murder of the unborn, the killing of the unborn, thereby being un-American, taking away their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. No Christian, there shouldn't be one Christian that is for that health care plan. How could a Christian be for the killing of the unborn? It's impossible. Dark cannot have a place with light. And light always overcomes darkness. So please, Christians, do not support this evil healthcare plan, which will leave lead to more of the killing of the unborn. God bless you guys. I'll see you at shockforever.com, my new website, and shockoutnow.com if you want to see me there.